Dear Diary, may the energy from this week bring many blessings to the weeks coming after. Welcome to a new week of my Creatives Audio and Visual Diary. And Dear Diary, I think this might be my favorite week of 2025. I popped this week off with a little generational girls trip to the Dutch country market. And I had literally seen enough. I've seen enough TikToks, reels, and such to say I need to visit this place. Through my research, I found that they opened in 2004, and I was trying to think all the way back. So I'm like, I feel like this would definitely be a place my grandmother would go to. She spent a lot of time down on Ninth Street and at farmers markets and such. But my grandmother died in 2004, I believe, so or five. I don't believe she got there, but this was definitely grandma-esque. I had the best time, had the most delicious peach smoothie. Those smoked wings are absolutely to die for. I definitely will be back at least once a week. Next up on this generational girls kind of day trip, I guess, we went up to Franklin Mills Mall, and I do still call it Franklin Mills Mall, even though it was renamed probably almost 10 years now ago. But I call it Franklin Mills. It will forever be that. But anyway, I wanted to visit this Reclectic store. It's called Reclectic. It's like a Urban Outfitters free people outlet store. And I wanted to check out their home section, but I got caught up in the clothes. So I'm like, these deals are actually kind of good. The clothes is closing. I'm kind of liking it here. Diary, I have to admit though, it is extremely overwhelming. Like you need to carve out a good chunk of time to really thoroughly look through that store. Possibly be wearing like tights so that you can put the pants on or the shorts on over top to see how they fit. You need strategy in order to prosper in spaces like that. Dear Diary, I guess I'm a pasta making girly now. Look at me making pasta again. The pressure is on a little bit because after I made my last pasta, Maurice was like, Janae, I don't want pasta any other way. I want it with the freshness and how you make it. So now I feel the pressure now that whenever I crave pasta, now I'm going to be in here making pasta. Even though it's not that hard, it's super easy, it's super like comforting to make. I'm going to be making pasta from now on. I also love that I am now equipped with the skill because I feel like when I'm making certain pasta dishes, I'm looking for a particular type of noodle. And now that I can make some of those noodles myself, it cuts down the time of searching and, not finding the perfect noodle. When I'm craving a bolognese, I'm also really craving an extra dramatically wide noodle. Like I just want the dramatics because it looks beautiful. I love the chewiness. I just love everything about it. So I was like, okay, I kind of want like a chicken bolognese tonight. I'm gonna make my noodle myself and see how it turns out. Because in all honesty, I'm like maybe extra wide noodles of this length and such are not on the market because maybe they don't work out as often. Maybe when you make them, they're too gooey, or maybe there's a reason for it. So I needed to check that out for myself today. To accomplish this noodle, I followed the same initial steps that I did with my ravioli. Made the dough the same way because this is actually the same dough. I froze like 2/3 of it and left it in the freezer, and I was like, I'll just defrost it when I'm ready to cook it. So it is the same dough. So I rolled it out the same way, sent it through the machine the same way. Once I got to this part, I was able to cut extra wide. Now, let me tell you, these cuts are very wonky. They are not even, but I feel like that adds to the rusticness of the dish. It makes it look super cute and rustic and homemade. And honestly, I'm not even gonna say homemade. By the end of this, I was feeling like a professional pasta maker girl. I don't know what they're called in the kitchen, but I was feeling like that. I was feeling like them. I was feeling like her. And I made these noodles not thick, but wide, dramatically wide, about an inch, maybe a little less than an inch. No, probably an inch wide. They're cute, thick, not too long, but really, accomplish what I be looking for when I be searching these stores. In Diary, this might sound like a brag, but there is not much I can't accomplish in the kitchen. I figure it out. There might be steps that might be harder. It might be things that I might have to Google to figure out. But at the end of it, the stuff be tasting good. The stuff be looking good. It be coming through. Like this is not just for TV. This is not just for a post. The food is good. I cook in this quantity because the food is not wasted. We be eating this food throughout the week for lunch, for dinner. I mean, when I tell you that the fridge stays stocked with something home cooked, and now we're adding home cooked, homemade pasta to that rotation, we are living in bliss over here. I also have to say, now being a pasta making girly has really healed something in me. Like going from being scared to accomplish it for so many years to just busting it out whenever I have a craving for pasta these days, that has healed something in me and has spilled over into other areas of my life. Like, just start the thing, you can make it perfect later. That's what I've kept in rotation in my head. Start it, just start it. It needs a starting place. You can't start everything perfectly. Honestly, most of the time, that's impossible. You need trial and error. You need it to be exposed to see where the weaknesses are. I'm learning. Dear Diary, I was so consumed with those platform loafers that were a whole size too small that I left my whole purse at Franklin Mills Mall. I mean, it did give Layla another opportunity to see the Asian snack food machine, which was so overpriced, which I let her get a little drink today, but I'm like, we're going to go to the Asian food market and get you some little snackies because that drink being $6 is crazy. She bought that cinnamon bun Oreo pack for $10 the day before. Like, it's all too much. It's all too much, overpriced. I get what they're trying to do, but no. Diary, here comes a day that has filled me with so much anxiety and like moving up to it. Now, I took on a project to design my cousin's third birthday party. My cousin Asia reached out to me. She said, my daughter's turning 3. I want to do something really cute. I want to see what your eye comes up with. I put a whole presentation together. If you've been following this audio and visual diary journey for a minute, you saw the presentation a few weeks back. So today's the day. Today is the day to, bring this vision to life. And it's always a bunch of anxiety and, butterflies in my stomach because you want it to come out perfectly, right? Obviously, I had to make some pivots. Like this balloon arch was supposed to be Poppy's head and it was supposed to have her ponytail secured to the ceiling. Well, my ladder wasn't tall enough and I wasn't able to get up to the ceiling to secure it to the ceiling. So I ended up making 2 draped ponytails that came down on either side of the 3. But that's just an example of things that were going wrong. Like the flowers kept falling down. I had to create a workaround for that. Um, so yeah, it went smoothly overall. The vision was coming together on day 1. I got as much done as I could on day 1 because I just love to do it that way. I don't want to have a bunch of stuff to do the day of the party. That's just unnecessary stress that I personally don't like to go through, but it always makes the next day smoother. And smooth it was. When I came in though, her mom had called me and she was like, it feels like somebody was in here because it looks like they pulled down the floating flowers, which not a big deal because I wanted to secure those up a different way anyway. And it did look like they were touching things, but like I said, all the things that they touched, not big, adjustments the day of. I was able to go in, get things up. It's so funny when I went to go take pictures of the balloon arch, it came down as soon as I snapped the picture. Like honestly, like I snipped it or something. But it turned out well. I was praying so hard that nothing fell because I could not stay. Layla was in tournaments that weekend, so I had to leave straight from set up that morning, get on the road, get out to her tournament. Um, and such. I was praying so hard that nothing fell. And her mom ended up texting me the next day, the end of the day, and was like, hey, just want to let you know, nothing fell until everybody was gone. Like at the very, like after the party ended, that's when the flowers fell. And I was like, oh my God, thank God I was praying so hard. Like, thank you, God. And although the weekend ended with a tournament championship game loss, which we can talk about that another time because they put an older team in the 5th grade bracket, which you can tell that they were older. And I hate when people do that because we pay money to be in these tournaments and you're kind of robbing us. But anyway, we end up with a loss. But it was an amazing week with great lessons and great value that came from it. Like going to the Dutch country market, like what? Setting up this party was a great experience. Me overcoming anxiety in those moments. Layla learning things from her basketball tournament. Some great things to go into the next week with. And as I told Layla, the win is in the lesson. The win is in the progress that you made from what you learned. As I move into another week that may become my new favorite week, I'm ready to win more.
Wow.
Until next time, diary.